I am now introducing Insane Ian. Achievement unlocked!
Woke Marxist Pope, I'm gonna keep on laughing as the woke Marxist Pope pisses off the maggots cause he's from Chicago. I'm gonna keep on clapping for the woke Marxist.
Greetings, Internet, and welcome to another episode of A Comedy Musician Reacts. My name is Insane Ian, I am a comedy musician and comedy music fan, and on this show I react to comedy music from the perspective of a comedy musician. Because that's what I am, and that's what I do, and that's what this is, and that's why you're here, and that's why today I am reacting to the brand new Unlikely Ciphers from the Stupendium and Company. If this is your first time joining us, yes, I am a comedy musician, and I react exclusively to comedy music because that is where my field of expertise is. What this means for you is that I'm going to pause the video. Kind of a lot, actually. This way I'm not talking over or laughing over the jokes and missing them. This way I can discuss how the video and lyrics work in tandem to help enhance the comedy. Sometimes I'm analyzing, sometimes I'm summarizing, sometimes I'm explaining jokes, which is always fun for people, and sometimes I'm just sitting back and laughing my damn head off. It's a crapshoot whatever you're gonna get, but I think it's a good time. If you like that sort of thing, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all the things to feed the algorithm to get more eyeballs onto these videos. And if you really want to help the channel out, consider supporting me on Patreon. Patrons get to see these videos early, get my music and comedy early, like my new song I just released, and all sorts of other cool things like that. Anyway, all of that out of the way, let us dive into this one. This just premiered moments ago, and I'm diving in to react to it now. This is the Serial Mascots cipher. The previous Unlikely cipher was the Muppets, and that one is still a great song, still amazing. Took a while for this one to come out. I think it's been like a year and a half since the last Unlikely cipher, if not more. And this one says it features Rustage, CG5, Daddy Fat Snaps, and more, because, you know, you only have a limited amount of space in a YouTube title to put things. We were expecting, like, a food and drink cipher by the clues that Stupendium was leaving, but having this specifically be not just cereals, but cereal mascots, that is rather unlikely. So, let's dive in.
The YouTube Cypher. Multiple artists coming together on a single track, each performing...
You know what would help? If I didn't have my headphones plugged in. That way I could hear it. Let's try it again from the beginning. I'm such an idiot sometimes.
The YouTube Cypher. Multiple artists coming together on a single track, each performing as various popular characters in a maelstrom of unfathomable and unrivaled clickability. Long the domain of the shonen protagonist.
I think this intro was on the previous Unlikely cipher, and I do love that this is sort of an intro to the idea and theme of what Unlikely ciphers are. Also do love that Stupendium is using their very prim and proper voice on this, over-enunciating on every syllable.
The major and relevant pop cultural touchstones, the Technicolor cavalcade of controllable characters from the latest trending video game. Until now, join the Stupendium as they take you on a perilous journey into the algorithmically unviable, on a quest for...
I love that the mustache is the handles on the door. I feel like I said that last time, but it bears repeating. It's so good.
The content nobody asked for. Join us as we enter the realm of the Unlikely Cipher.
It's so good. And like, the cipher word cipher is a stem on a waveform. The serial cipher. So many names. Already starting off strong, we got Nemraps coming in as Sugar Bear from Golden Crisp or Sugar Crisp, depending on where you're from, or Super Sugar Smacks, stuff like that. The name varies. The commercials for Sugar Bear had a guy doing a voice that was very reminiscent of Bing Crosby. I don't know if Bing Crosby actually ever voiced Sugar Bear, but the voice was supposed to be along those lines, very deep and smooth, and then it kind of like, over the years, like morphed into almost a Barry White kind of voice, at least in the commercials. By the way, yes, we're only a minute in, and I've paused like 5 times, but I am a pop culture addict. I love pop culture, and I consume pop culture in far too many ways. So I remember a lot of weird commercials and shit like that. So this is probably right in my wheelhouse. But yeah, this is good, fun stuff. Let's turn this up a little bit so I can hear it a little better, and take it back a couple seconds here. Try to take my bowl, pimp smacked with an open fist. So, a hand. But it rhymes with golden crisp. So, yeah. Open fist, golden crisp. That's great.
Popping open no pants, you can't ignore me. I'm smooth, natty. Puffin' weep since the 40s. Your girl wanna see.
Poppin' weep since the 40s, yes. When Bing Crosby was a popular performer.
Real and chill. Stick a pod up into the box, that's a meal. Got the energy, keep it going for hours. Pour my cereal over your head, golden showers.
Oh my god, what a bar. It's disgusting, but that's hilarious. A hilarious bar of, eat it for hours, pour the cereal over your head, golden showers, because it's golden crisp. And also, I love the showing of the different ads for Golden Crisp over the years on the TV there. But golden showers is also a term for something else. I'm not going to get into it here. You have Google. But also, I warned you about Goatsy, warning you about golden showers. Golden showers, not nearly as traumatizing as Goatsy, but it definitely is a thing that is a particular kink for people. Anyway, moving on.
Look, is it good for you? I admit it's not. Oh, so sweet, I'll put you in a diabetic shot. Sugar Bear is the illest to spit a real verse. These other dudes weird, like people who pour the milk first.
Yes! Thank you. Okay. Number 1, great verse. Pointing out the fact that, none of these cereals are good for you, but especially starting with Golden Crisp, which is, again, sometimes called Sugar Crisp, because he's Sugar Bear. And none of these cereals are good for you, but, spitting out a great verse. But these other guys are weird, because Sugar Bear is the normal mascot. No. And also, I would be remiss to point out, Game Grumps did an amazing bit where they're, doing the Sugar Bear voice over and over with increasingly crazy situations, about the cereal. And then it goes, not about the cereal. It's pretty great. But also, pointing out that people who pour the milk first when getting your cereal, that's freaking weird, man. It doesn't change the sogginess. You pour the cereal in, then you pour the milk on it. You don't pour the milk first and then put the cereal in the milk. No. It's wrong. I'll die on this hill. Anyway, moving on. We apparently are into the next verse, and this is Freest as Cap'n Crunch. C-A-P-N, not Captain. Cap'n Crunch. Alright. Here we go.
This was a ship pursued through milk by pirates, sirens, and all their ilk. They all want a taste of Captain Sea, but the secret of the crunch goes down with me.
The secret of the crunch is that it will destroy the roof of your mouth. That's it.
Captain Sea, the Captain Sea, a Captain Sea is what's happening.
Ooh. Good little triple there. Anyone can see the captaincy of Captain C.
Down with me. Captain C, the Captain.
Oh, go. Any cat can see the captaincy of Captain C. Wow. That's great. It's just a good bar. The captaincy, I think, meaning the ability, the the rank of captain with Captain C, the captaincy of Captain C.
See, a captaincy is what's happening. I keep my dog on my side, and stacks of wheat, and fine packaging. I don't back up rings, the refs to me. Send me
The dog hasn't really been in the cereal much, I mean, not on the boxes anyway, for many years. I don't remember the dog since like the 80s, maybe the 90s. I mean, it's obviously been around in the beginning of Captain Crunch, but it hasn't been around lately.
veteran and the weather competitors saying pressure them beggars because I refuse all day. Every vessel says they want to send me to heaven, so what the hell are my enemies then? I'm so bad.
Ooh, fire bars. All right, let's take it back and take a listen to this. Staying fresher than veg is because I refuse all dairy. Meaning, trying to stay crispy, crunchy in the milk. Doesn't get soggy nearly as fast. It does take a while for Captain Crunch to get soggy in milk over a lot of the other cereals. Hence the mouth-destroying crunch that it has. So, great line. Every vessel says they want to send me to heaven. I mean, a bowl is a vessel, technically. Where the hell are my enemies then? Oops, all buried. Which is a reference to the Captain Crunch adjacent cereal, Oops, All Berries. They used to have different variations of Captain Crunch. They had with crunch berries. So it wasn't just the puffed wheat of, like, the yellow puffed wheat in Captain Crunch. They also had blue and red crunch berries, which were puffed wheat in a round shape instead of the weird oblong shape that they had, that were supposed to be flavored, I guess, blue raspberry and strawberry or something like that. And then there was an error at the factory, and the cereal was just the berries and not the Captain Crunch pieces, so they called it Oops All Berries. And then the Oops All Berries became very popular, and they've kept that, and I don't think the Crunch Berry version of the cereal is available anymore. So, yeah. See, again, weird pop culture shit that I know. Yeah, the Oops All Berries is a great line, referencing burying your enemies. Yeah.
Snap and pop, man, and up.
Oh my god. Okay, so we've got three of the bigger British nerdcore artists, Rustage, Conquest, and Schwabity, as Snap, Crackle, and Pop from the Rice Krispies box. And of course they're color-coded. So Rustage is in blue, Connor is in green, and Schwabity is red. I don't know if this was put forward as a suggestion by Stoops to have them work together on these verses, or if they decided to join together. Regardless, either way, this is phenomenal, and we're going to take it back to the beginning of their verse.
Snap and pop, man, and up. Right, we back getting packed in a bus.
Ripping kettles with no cornflakes.
So we're cracking one up. We've been here since '83.
We're still astounded in shops.
One of the oldest cereals, because puffed rice is easy to make. Yeah, the mascots of Snap, Crackle, and Pop, because actually wasn't, well, I was going to say there was a fourth one too, but that was actually a joke advertisement. But I'm mixing my pop culture references here. But yeah, because it's puffed rice, when you pour the milk on it, the cereal in the milk starts crackling, because it's mixing with the milk and it causing a reaction between the milk and the puffed rice. So it's snapping, it's crackling, it's popping. So you hear a lot of noise from it. And like a lot of the ads, especially in the 80s, kind of emphasize that, it's the cereal that talks to you. When you pour the milk on, you kids with their ears really close to the bowl in the adverts. It's, it is one of the most popular cereals. Cocoa Krispies, for me, is a better cereal because I like chocolate and sweet things. But Rice Krispie treats, making little marshmallow squares with Rice Krispies is undeniable, so much that they have a secondary market where they make, the same brand that makes the cereal also makes the treats packaged with Snap, Crackle, and Pop on them. An empire.
Reppin' Kellogg's but no cornflakes.
Reppin' Kellogg's but no cornflakes. So Kellogg's makes the cereal, but, we're not cornflakes, we're the rice one. We're cracking one off. You crack corn, Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care. I love this superhero version of Snap and Crackle. That's bizarre. I don't remember that ad. So it apparently didn't last long. They went back to the versions that we know of the, little elf type guys.
We've been here since 83.
But still a standard in shops. Where I'm snapping like it's poetry. I'ma get them cut out like a voucher. We can go for free. Listen.
Cut out like a voucher, all the things that, the box tops that you would send in for prizes and stuff. That's great. This little weird claymation version, creepy.
Shops, where I'm snapping like it's poetry. I'ma get them cut out like a voucher. We can go for free. Listen to the snap, snap, snap like it's bone disease. They can put my name up on my clothing so they know it's me.
Put my name up on my clothing so they know it's me. I like how each one is they were all rapping together, finishing off each is, one would start the verse, one would have the middle part, one would end the verse. So they were intermingling on different lines like that, and now, each one's getting their moment to shine with their own verse, too. This section seems like it's probably going to be longer because of that. That's great. And yes, you would have to put their names on them unless you were really paying attention and were a really big cereal head and pay attention and Snap is the one that wears this, Crackle's the one that wears this. No one ever remembers that stuff unless they were really weirdly obsessed with it, which happens. So they have to put their names on them so you know which one's Snap, Crackle, and Pop. That's great.
Crackle in the clouds, but I haven't died. Not electric in the both hands. Out, bow, that's a balanced breakfast. We're feeding eggshells.
It's electric, a balanced breakfast. Some really great lines in this. Taking it back a little bit. Crackle in the clouds, but I haven't died.
But I haven't died. Not electric in the both hands. Out, bow, that's a balanced breakfast. We're feeding eggshells. Babies at the adolescents. That means a bacon. We replace them with wagon.
That's that last line went by so fast I didn't quite catch it.
Feeding eggshells. Babies at the adolescents. That means a bacon.
No beans and bacon, wheat, replace them.
Replace them.
Crackle, crack, and egg 'em. Wow. Just Crackle seems weirdly aggressive.
The cereals are father, the pop, and the ad block cooker stoppers. When we pop up, shoppers can flock to the cockiest partners. I got cocoa bacon to be top of the pops, bruh.
Wants Cocoa Pebbles to be the more popular one. We're not Noblins. Okay.
We're no gnoblins.
Problems have been the studio.
My God.
Wait.
To be top of the pops, bruh.
We're no gnoblins.
We're not Gnoblins. I thought it sounded like he said, we're knocking Noblins, but we're not Gnoblins. He's saying the G in Noblins there. I don't know what that is. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me. But, yeah, that's weird.
Problems have been the studio.
My
We're
God.
cutting shapes.
We man on top of tables.
It's a video.
We don't need to sugarcoat it.
Should've noticed.
You may know.
We're gnomes, not Noblins. Okay. Yeah, we're not sugar-coated. It's just the puffed rice. Great. What is this one? This one seems weird and obscure, which means it might be Stupendium.
Look out below, it's great fellow, the fruity ultra trooper shoe with hoops and marshmallows, the greatest aviator ever getting the kills. I hate to pull rank, but I'm a general mule.
Yeah, of course it's Stupendium. I have never heard of this cereal. Sir Grapefellow? What? Obviously made by General Mills, apparently. What? But yes, pulling rank, a general in the army. He's clearly part of the Air Force. Maybe the Royal United Air Force. Yeah, don't know what this one is. Let's take it back to the beginning of that verse, because ridiculous.
Shoulda noticed.
Hello, look out below, it's Fritz. Hello, the fruity ultra truth, the show with hoops and marshmallows, the greatest aviator ever getting the kills. I hate to pull rank, but I'm a General Muse.
And that was it. Just a random cereal thrown in there as with Stupendium, and then now we've moved on to Chi-Chi as Cuckoo the Kookaburd with Cocoa Puffs. I'm Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Hooray. Hold on the lobotomy, breaking the monotony. Yeah, one of the more wacky type characters. A lot of the cereal brands always seem to have, especially in the 80s, when they're really pushing it, and then really pushing, like, all of the, hey, kids, this is marketed specifically to kids for your balanced breakfast of all the sugars. Kids, this cartoon character that is fun and inviting and very vibrantly colored and moves wacky really is obsessed with this cereal. So if you like this character, you should be obsessed with this cereal too. Like, you got Toucan Sam from Fruit Loops, always follow your nose, I'm sure that will come up, is obsessed with it. The Trix Rabbit, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids, not for rabbits, what the fuck is wrong with you? And a Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You had the little dog that was trying to steal the Cookie Crisp, and like in the 80s especially, it was this kind of wolfhound dog, and a cop was chasing him, so the wolf was like in the striped burglar pajamas or whatever. They had mascots that were clearly not just there to sell the cereal like Captain Crunch or Snap, Crackle, and Pop, but also they're obsessed with the cereal. They must have that cereal, otherwise they'll lose their mind. He's Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Marketing is weird. Chocolate Rain, a nice reference to one of the most iconic internet memes once we got YouTube, was Tay song Chocolate Rain. It was such a pop culture keynote that it popped up in the Weezer video for Pork and Beans. Tay is in that video. Yes, make it chocolate rain. Make it rain down the chocolatey goodness of the Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, love it. Also, the Munchy Crunchy, don't forget the chocolatey, is referencing a specific commercial, which they thankfully show in the background there. Yes, all the things that are part of the Cocoa Puffs is the crunchy, the munchy, and the chocolatey. Got nothing artificially added. Sure. Okay, we got CG5 as the Trix Rabbit. Many people tell me in the comments of these videos that I look like CG5. I'm a little bit older than him, so I could probably be his dad. I'm not, but the reference has been made and noted, and yes, I admit, I kind of look a little bit like him. Or, because I'm older, he looks a little bit like me.
Gonna serve you as part of a complete breakfast. Hopping right into it, these bars are the freshest. With all the little kids taking what's properly mine. Well, I've had enough this time, cause I just wanna go through to heaven right in front of me. So why are all these stupid little children making fun of me?
Right in front of me, making fun of me. Really good line. I love that CG5 is bringing in more of the singing. Chi-Chi did that at the beginning of her verse. He's bringing it into either the middle or an end of his verse. And yes, I had mentioned Trix Rabbit before. Must have that cereal kind of the feeling. So we've gone from like the mascots that are just hawking the cereal to the ones that are obsessed with the cereal. Kind of a through line.
They taking one bite will be my dream come true. Yeah, that's always out of reach, so I'm gonna kill you. Get you
Alright. That escalated quickly.
stop calling me a silly rabbit, cause I'm on the last, never know about how to happen in the deal. Let me eat the freaking cereal. Just because you're human doesn't mean that I'm inferior.
So Trix Rabbit needs therapy. Just because I'm a rabbit doesn't mean I'm inferior. Great. Alright, and then again, like I mentioned before, follow your nose, Toucan Sam, again with the Stupendium. It's their song. They can play as many characters as they want. They played many in the Muppet one. They played, if memory serves, they played both Bunsen and Beaker, and the Swedish Chef, as well as Waldorf and Sattler. So a couple pairs. So Stupendium was talking with themselves, which is always fun. Many of us do it.
Toucan Sam, through the cool from the UK. This toucan can root out the fruitiest bouquet. My foolproof
The fruitiest bouquets came from the UK, fruitiest bouquets. That is such a great line. Yes, the smell of the fruit, the fruitiest bouquets, yes, because you follow your nose, because it's the fruit cereal that smells like fruit. It doesn't, it smells like artificial chemicals, but fruit kind of scented artificial chemicals. But yes, that was the whole point of the commercials. Foolproof snoot. Some weird little lyrical touches that Stoops does so well.
You're drawing a blank track on the oot fry oot slang.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. We've gone into Pig Latin. I've got to take it back. Let's take it back a little bit more here.
It's Toucan Sam, through the cool from the UK. This toucan can root out the fruitiest bouquet. My foolproof snoot plots a route to it.
My foolproof snoot plots a route to where loops lay. That is the newest vocal warm-up for actors. Just say it before forget red leather, yellow leather, or he thrust his fist against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. Say, my foolproof snoot plots a route to where loops lay. That's the new tongue twister vocal warm-up. I hereby decree.
You're drawing a blank track on the oot fry oot slang.
You're drawing a blank tracking the oot fray oops lay. I think that might be a reference, because clearly we're showing one of the older black and white commercials. You didn't want to say Fruit Loops around Toucan Sam, so you had to speak Pig Latin in order for him to not know what you're talking about. And Pig Latin is... I don't think it's really a real language. We used to call it Pig Latin when I was in grade school. And it's basically taking the first letter of a word, moving it to the end of the word, and adding a at the end of it. So fruit became oot fray. And also notice, in Fruit Loops, fruit is spelled F-R-O-O-T. Not F-R-U-I-T. Fruit, F-R-O-O-T. To match the O-O in loop. So, oot fray oopslay would be Pig Latin for Fruit Loops. You've learned something today, if you didn't already know.
For generations he was snacking for food. I make waves every day with a splash of the milk. I rap whole grain, so I'm stacking the mills. If you ever want...
Another General Mills reference. I make whole grain, so I'm stacking the mills, because a mill is where you mill out the grain from... Yeah, okay, great.
Why two cans of bands on that bills? I'm walking on the...
Oh, I'm sorry.
whole grain, so I'm stacking the...
Stacking the Mills, not a General Mills cereal. It's Kellogg's, but it's still Stacking the Mills. We're having another Mills reference.
Mills, if you ever wonder why two cans...
I'm stacking the mills. You ever wonder why toucans have bands on their bills? That is a really cool double. Stacking the mills, maybe you're not just stacking the mills with the grains, you're stacking the mills with cash. And bands on their bills, like when you have a stack of $100 bills, you put a band around it, either a rubber band or maybe like a paper band that says how many it's supposed to be, usually with a stack of hundreds or a stack of 50s or sometimes a stack of 20s or even, ones, whatever you get from the bank and stuff like that. So bands on their bills, not just the stripes around his nose, but the bands on the roll of bills, dollar bills, money. It's a good double.
And the bands on their bills. I'm rocking a monopoly on tropical O's. Though the nature of the flavor no one properly knows.
Yes, they claim that they are fruit-flavored and each one is unique and individual. Tasting them, that's not the case. It doesn't, they all taste like fruit-ish. Fruit-adjacent. They don't taste like, this is an orange one, so it tastes like an orange, and this is a red one, so it tastes like apple or strawberry or maybe cherry. No one knows. They don't taste anything like specific fruit. It just tastes like the idea of fruit. Kind of like LaCroix in that way a little bit, actually.
Orange, lemon, cherry, well, it's probably those, but if you want to know yourself, you've got to
Follow your nose. Oh, and we've moved on already. We have moved on from the ones that sell it to the ones that are obsessed with it, and now we've moved on to the every so often we only see them at certain times of year, the very festive holiday mascots. I'm pretty sure we've got to the Halloween ones of Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Boo Berry, Fruit Brute, ones of those kind. They've added a few more too, but those are the main four that I know of. I think, no, I'm sorry, Yummy Mummy. That's the other one. That's the fifth one, Yummy Mummy. We'll see if all of those make an appearance here. CK9C, who I saw perform at NPC a couple years ago as Count Chocula. Of your favorite holiday. Yeah, Halloween's the best. With the monstrous marshmallows, yes, let's have a Dracula, but instead of drinking blood, he eats chocolate. It's for kids, y'all. Yeah, honestly, all of these cereals should be year-round. Don't relegate them just to Halloween. They're great. Yeah, they always come back every single year. I love the faux vampire accent that they're using on this one. That's great. Okay, Stupendium is back with two of the more obscure cereals. The Sir Grapefellow is one so obscure that I've never heard of it, but Quisp and Quake I have heard of. Cereals that begin with Q. They're not super popular. They definitely were around a lot longer ago than now, but still, I think they may one, at least Quisp is still around, I think. Very kind of late 70s, early 80s style on the mascots. Almost I wanted to say Hanna-Barbera, but I don't know if Hanna-Barbera is the one that did like Dudley Do-Right and Rocky and Bullwinkle. My cartoon knowledge is suddenly vanishing. But with that chin, I'm getting a very of that style of shows.
If you're wishing for space,
I'll simply give you the shakes.
I'm the winner for taste.
I saw my adversary
Don't
claims.
tell them that our recipe's
Exactly the same.
Oh, they're adversaries, but they're the same thing. That's great.
Vitamin, formerly King Vitamin. The latest change but the courts couldn't find him. In truth, our nutritional benefits never meant a thing. But how else you gonna get this at breakfast?
I'm sorry, King Vitamin? This is one I'm not familiar with. May only be available in the UK, and we've moved to live action with Stupendium playing the king themselves. That crown is amazing. All spoons, incredible. bizarre and awesome. And unfortunately, my camera is running out of battery because it said fully charged, and then it lied to me. So give us a moment here. I'm going to make a quick pause.
Now, you can say a lot about a guy like me. I'm a spazzy fanboy watching too much TV, collecting action figures, comic books and such, and I like Wonder Woman just a little too much. But there's one thing that would be very mistaken.
The Funny Music Project, or the FUMP, was founded in 2007. It was designed to release comedy music on a weekly basis via a large network of comedy musicians. Every year, these musicians gather at convention halls to perform their music. Out of the 100 or so artists on thefump.com, very few have been able to make a career out of their music.
I remember having an extreme reaction to it. Extremely negative reaction.
We like to watch weird things made by weird people. And that's what this was. It was like, and it just like perfectly captured the kind of things that we find interesting.
Do you think our relationship with them so far has been pretty parasocial?
Yes, extremely. We've been obsessing over these people for like a year.
What if we went there, and what if we filmed it, and what if we interviewed them, and that's what we did.
Have you tried not being a dick? Not being a dick. Not being a dick.
He had a map of every
whiskey performance.
No, it was where he had seen Grease Wars. Specifically, Grease Wars performing Grease Wars.
For example, Minnesota, I've seen him in 3 different venues, 5 different times.
Oh, okay.
Two different venues. That would be MarsCon and Convergence. 5 different times I saw him perform the song live.
None of us are doing this for the fame and fortune, I promise you this. It's really about for the love of creating, for the love of sharing that joy and that smile. Like, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't creating music.
I'm proud that I can name every person in the crowd. And the joke is that, like, yeah, there may only be 6 people there. But, you know, those hardcore fans are the ones who allow this to exist.
I am regretful about our first initial thoughts of FUMP in general.
Yeah, we had some, I think, negative characteristics like assigned to a lot of these people that just weren't true.
Yeah.
This isn't the kind of moonshine you pick up in the store. This is good old Appalachian moonshine.
This ain't the corporate stuff.
You see how clear that is?
They are prolific writers. They're just always cranking out songs.
What does your creative process look like?
Basically, the low down dirty truth is I will smoke weed and drink beer.
Like Barbies, I played with them when I was little. Oh God, they're all my favorites.
TheFump.com. For the best in funny music and Gilbert Gottfried impressions, go to TheFump.com. Why are you not there now? Why? Go!
And cut.
Is this where you wanted me to come by and make Luke shut up?
Young?
Jan! Did you fall asleep?
Yeah, just for a little bit, I'm sorry.
That's perfect. No,
it's just like
you remember Ross Childs, right?
Nine Fine Limes
Productions.
And I'm back. I might have jostled the camera a little. So yes, let's take it back a little bit. Because suddenly we had a switch. Quake and Quisp, apparently the same thing.
King Vitaman, formerly King Vitamin.
King Vitaman, formerly King Vitamin. Again, not one I'm familiar with.
The latest change but the courts couldn't find him. In truth, our nutritional benefits never meant a thing.
So apparently, they made them change it when they couldn't find actual vitamins in the King Vitamin cereal. Fascinating.
But how else you gonna get this at breakfast with a king?
I am the tiger. I had a feeling that one was going to be short, but I had to run it back so I could get the whole thing. Yeah, Again, Stoops coming in as all the really obscure ones. If we get a... Is it Weetabix or something like that, which is like a cereal bar kind of... Well, it seems like a bar. It's giant things, and I know it's just like a UK thing. I won't be surprised. Alright, Daddy Fat Snaps as Tony the Tiger. Kind of disappointing we didn't get the other Halloween cereals, but, you know, you only have so many people and so much time in a song.
It ain't the only Tony that's pushing right in the fighters. According down to the haters and steady pushing the vitamins. I see I got their blood pressure.
Damn, going so fast. Ain't the only Tony that's pushing white of the finest. Okay, cool. I don't think his cereal is really white. It's what is Tony the Tiger's cereal? Why can I not think of... It's some sort of flake. Some sort of cornflake. Frosted Flakes. Yeah, it's some sort of flake. So, yeah, okay. So, I guess the frosting on the flakes could be considered white, I guess. So, ain't the only Tony that's pushing white of the finest. The other Tony that I think they're referencing would be Tony Montana, and the white would be different. Corny down to the items, cornflakes. But steady pushing the vitamins. These bars are great.
Pushing the vitamins, I see I got their blood pressure rising. It's a good thing I'm shy full of niacin.
Wow, somebody actually found a rhyme for niacin. And somebody actually included one of the ingredients in their bars. Bravo, Daddy Fat Snaps. That's incredible.
It's good to see you earning your stripes. These other CYPHERS cereals is worse than burger and fries.
Wow. Earning your stripes, I think, was a brief ad campaign they had with Tony the Tiger. Because tigers have stripes. And these other cereals are worse for you than burger and fries. So good. The goat has arrived.
The goat has arrived, and even you believe it alive. I'm top 3 and 2 and 3 are beside me. I'm great.
Again, working off of Tony the Tiger's catchphrase about the cereals, they're great. It's I'm great. You know, because you gotta flex a little, have a little braggadocio if you're gonna do this kind of thing.
Saying Cheerio to all civilians, they Fruit Loops if they thinking those collectors gonna bury us. Beat them with Siberian, a bit hilarious. I put you in a body bag, AK, you generic.
Wow, so calling out other cereals in the final bars, they Fruity Loops if they think those collectives gonna bury us. B to a Siberian. So, you know, mentioned Cheerios on the line before the Fruit Loops. So the mascot for the Cheerios is a bee, and he's a Siberian tiger. Yeah, okay. A bit hilarious.
I put you in a body bag, AK, you generic.
Professor Weeto represents my lovely chocolate hoops.
Professor Weeto and their chocolate hoops. Professor Elemental making an appearance in a Nerdcore cipher? Holy crap!
Memorable jingle impossibly produced in a lab filled with sugar and chalky cow juice. I'm down at the bottom but was once brand new. In the 90s I was nice, easily the best. There's a prize in every box, a dinosaur, a magic set. I used to have the lot but I'm lost just like my hair is. And I'm aware that my glare through the box would often scare kids.
Yeah, a little 90s CG animation on that character. I don't remember this one at all. Probably might have been a UK thing as well. But those chocolate O's in the CG were shiny.
Careless but lovable, chocolate milk chuggable. Gosh, I missed that box. The 90s were so wonderful.
Chocolate milk chuggable. That's the one thing about chocolate cereals. Most chocolate cereals, after a while, the milk would become chocolatey because of the cocoa that was on the various different either corn or rice or whole grain cereals that would kind of wash off in the milk, and then you at the end, after you've eaten the cereal, you had this nice chocolate milk to drink at the end. Always a benefit of chocolatey cereals.
Make it out the lab, come back over drum track. Never made a grudge match, I come to bring the fun back.
Nice.
When they see Coco, no it's...
Wow. This one is, I remember this Coco character, but it's obviously for a chocolatey cereal, but it's I hadn't thought about this one in a long time. Brayton Boy as Coco. I I don't even remember what this cereal is.
It's already done. I be talking on my talking and be holding a tongue. Cause ain't no Cocoa Pops or milk make a bowl for the
Cocoa Pops, okay. Cocoa Pops and Cocoa Puffs are maybe a little too close to each other. Is Cocoa Pops like the generic version? Like we actually may have brought in like one of the generic. Now I'm wondering. Cocoa Pops. No, it's a Kellogg cereal. I do not remember this. I do remember. No, Corn Pops. Corn Pops I remember. I don't remember a Cocoa version, but Coco was the mascot for Cocoa Pops. Apparently they still make it. It's more of a British thing. Yeah, okay. Not a thing that I have seen in America. I remember Corn Pops. Corn Pops were a thing, but Corn Pops also didn't have a mascot. So, yeah.
So best believe when Cocoa Pops, that mean he going off. Everyone Cocoa Pops because he's sonning y'all. You ain't crafty for thinking you can come at me, so the only crocs that I won't see, the ones I'm stepping on.
Okay, so the croc... I like seeing this, maybe I do remember the cereal. Maybe it's not British. Right now it seems like it's only available in Britain when I looked it up because it gave me just British sites that had it. But maybe it was available in America first, or for a while at least. And I slightly remember, like, you know, like every Cocoa ad... Apparently Google went off in the other room. Every cereal had an adversary trying to steal the cereal from them, and crocodiles were trying to steal it. So the only crocs I'm stepping, I want to see are the ones I'm stepping on, because crocs are shoes. Yeah, this is a great verse, especially for a somewhat obscure character.
Go for the fun. So best believe when Cocoa Pops, that mean he going off. Everyone
when Cocoa Pops, so not just when Coco the character pops. That's great.
Cocoa Pops because he's sonning y'all. You ain't crafty for...
And he called him Pops, another word for dad or father or papa or pops, because he's sonning y'all. Yeah, really good bars here.
Thinking you can come at me, so the only crocs that I won't see, the ones I'm stepping on. I ain't H&M, still the coolest monkey in the jungle. Tell a friend, never been aboard ape, but my cereal.
Never been a bored ape. Remember NFTs. Oh.
Could get a yo in a club without any NFTs involved.
Yeah. Gracious friends, this is really quite a schism. The Quaker suggests we all practice some quietism.
We've moved to live action again, because every so often we do have a live action mascot like King Vitaman. But now the Quaker, the Quaker Oats Quaker, played here by Stupendium. It's oatmeal. Ugh. I used to have to eat oatmeal in the morning before school in the winter time because it was warm. My mom would make me a bowl of oatmeal, and I hated it. I hate oatmeal. I have not had oatmeal since elementary school. No thank you. But yes, love that they're on the box there. Quaker Oats. Good lord.
Part of the balanced breakfast? Well, rhyming isn't, though I recommend you consult a dietitian.
Like the enthusiasm you would expect from a Quaker or the Quaker. And then we've got Game Boy Jones coming in as the Cookie Crisp dog. I did it all for the cookie, no Limp Biscuit. That if I did it all for the Nookie by a differently spelled Limp Biscuit, yes, great stuff.
Yeah, been that misfit, one that your parents can get with. Yep, C-R-O-K-I-E. Now let me spell it out. I'm not even like she been the sweetest thing inside her mouth.
Oh damn.
Woof woof, they're letting the woof loose. That doggy that came before me, we gave him the deuce and
Yeah, we changed out the dog that came before, made it more of a wolf, And even before that, like I said, it was the cops and robbers kind of angle for it.
Who knew? People accepted the new dude. I've always been on the rise, the tick and the blue chew. Should be stacking.
Everyone here is bringing the absolute A game for such a weird, unlikely cipher. And that bar may be my favorite. I'm always on the rise like I'm taking the blue chew. If some of you are still on Twitter, which for some reason is called X, you've noticed probably that it has become rife with horrible advertisements everywhere, and some of those advertisements are for a product called Blue Chew, which apparently is some sort of Viagra adjacent thing. So that line is now my favorite because that's really, really clever. That's really funny.
Who knew? People accepted the new dude. I've always been on the rise, the tick and the blue chew. Should be stacking chips, call that General Mills. And when the
Chip be stacking chips, call that General Mills. So I guess the wolf is named Chip. That's nice.
chips to stack the gift, you better get them on still. Cause if you wishing that I fumble, you best believe you get humbled. And all I say for rebuttal, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Ending it with that's the way that cookie crumbles. Fantastic, because it's basically Cookie Crisp is but just tiny little miniature cookies that you put in a bowl of milk. That's it. It's simple. You have cookies with milk. You have cookies for breakfast. Admittedly, the recipe for Cookie Crisp over the years has degraded. They're definitely not as good as I remember when I was a kid.
They're always after me Lucky Charm. Get your mix on me, man. But just get to come to harm. It's a sham rocking up, trying to nab a few spoons. Only getting peace and quiet, but in every room.
There's the reference to what one of the marshmallows were. Every blue moon. The blue moons were something they added to Lucky Charms, but Stupendium back as Lucky the Leprechaun for the they're always trying to get me Lucky Charms. That's a switch on the cereal mascots. Instead of him wanting the cereal, he's protecting the cereal from the kids this time. Somewhat. Always looking for that pot of gold and all sorts of other stereotypes about Irish leprechauns.
Your task of playing guardian to the magically delicious, or the pilfers and politeness so fanatically pernicious.
Wow, fanatically pernicious in a rap bar. That's amazing. But yeah, to have that rhyme with magically delicious, which was the catchphrase, they're magically delicious. That's what Lucky always used to say. Lucky the Leprechaun. Bringing in a wizard. Let's go back here.
Your task of playing guardian to the magically delicious, or the pilfers and politeness so fanatically pernicious.
The pilfers and purloiners, ones who would steal. Using the big SAT words on the bars here.
You'd have to be a wizard, kids are panic and they're vicious. It's exasperating, frankly sick of hurting all your wishes. Sick and chicky in the middle with your hunting me stuff. Always play second fiddle, keep us running them up. See me charm be devoured, well it's gonna be tough. I got marshmallow power.
Wow. I have a phone call coming in. Gonna have to pause again. Hang on. Sorry for pausing so often in this. Not just pausing, but also stopping the video. You're not going to see anything, but it's just going to make my edit harder. So, alright. We went from Lucky the Leprechaun, and we're finally getting just the random chicken from Cornflakes, I think. And it's going to be played by Dan Bull. Neat.
See me charm be devoured, well it's gonna be tough. I got marshmallow power.
Double Me Luck, I think, was another campaign where they added more marshmallows to Lucky Charms. And of course, we're starting out strong. Cockle-doodle-doo, Mother Clucker.
Clucker, what are you gonna do? I'm the rudest of roosters, I'm rudy but ruling the roost. This is more than a morning wake-up call. It's a warning, a moment up when I straight up squawk. It is
Unruly ruling the roost. It took me a minute to let that one sink in. But that's the rudest of roosters, unruly but ruling the roost. Talk about tongue twisters. There's a lot of them in these bars.
Ruling the roots. This is more than a morning wake-up call. It's a warning, I'm warming up when I straight up squawk in your space. Back in your breath and it's breaking and ripping your face off modes.
Okay, getting attacked by a chicken, wrecking your retinas. That's just pecking your eyes out, man.
Enough to take off mode and I can put days off school. My ups are like hunger, but stay full. Stay flavorful, even when I play that fool. Ain't that, oh, even the milk in the fridge struggles to stay that cool.
Even the milk in the fridge struggles to stay that cool. Man, like I said, everybody's bringing their A game, and these bars are across the board phenomenal. I'm sorry, the chicken has a name. Cornelius is the name of the chicken. I was not informed. Not that it matters, but I didn't know that. That's neat. We've had two bring up the type to put the milk in the bowl first. And I think also both rhymed it with verse. Having those bookend the song is rather nice, I think. I'm flipping this whole birdie, not just flipping, but flipping. Great, yeah. That
You have returned from your second expedition into the realms of the unlikely.
That was freaking phenomenal. We're gonna catch the outro here, but yeah. Way more obscure ones than I expected, but of course should have expected Stupendium to do the obscure ones. Everybody brought their freaking A game on this. It is a very unlikely cipher to do, but man, did I ever enjoy the hell out of that. Let's check out the outro.
Thank you for watching. To my patrons for enabling yet another undoubtedly poor choice, and to my many esteemed musical friends for sacrificing their credibility to the unyielding might of my whimsy.
Sacrificing their credibility to the unyielding might of my whimsy. That honestly belongs either on a t-shirt or a business card.
We're very sorry it's been some time. The algorithmic void is a treacherous place. But rest assured, our next voyage will be underway eventually.
Underway eventually. Apparently, Freshy Cow, who does a lot of ciphers, produced this, so bravo on that one. And we're looking forward to a new battle rap between Hercule Poirot and Benoit Blanc, two of my absolute favorite fictional detectives in murder mysteries, in a cipher that Freshy does, with Stupendium playing Poirot. Poirot, of course, created by Agatha Christie, and Benoit Blanc, created by director Rian Johnson, in the Knives Out series of movies. I cannot wait, because Knives Out got me back into murder mysteries, and I went a whole Poirot thing that I might be talking about in separate videos on a different channel. But anyway, looking forward to that from Freshy. This was a phenomenal cipher. Bravo to everyone involved. If you liked this video, check it out in the description box below so you can see it without me yammering all over it. And if you liked this video, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things to feed the algorithm to get more eyeballs onto these videos. And if you really want to help the channel out, like these folks over here do, consider supporting me on Patreon, where patrons get to see these videos early, get my music and comedy early, like my brand new song, and all sorts of other cool things like that. Anyway, we'll see you all soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
This woke punch this boat loves immigration, no mag.